Hello and welcome to our channel at Dusk to Dawn Creations. If you're seeing this video, it is because either you are subscribed or you have purchased one of these lovely do-it-yourself journal kits from us. We will have these available at our craft shows from starting November 11th, 2023 and on, and also in our Etsy shop. So here I want to go through the whole process of putting together and making it so that if you have your very own and you have no idea what to do, you can follow along and make your very own journal. So in yours, this here will be inside. I was just one that I had forgotten to put inside. This is like our prototype. And then on the back, we have your instructions, and there will be a QR code here with a link to this video, which will bring you to your instructions. So obviously until this video is made, I can't put that on there, but there will be a QR code there for you guys. So in order to make the journal, you will need your kit, and then the only additional things you will need, you'll probably need some scissors, and then glue of some kind. If you are a crafter, I would recommend definitely using your Craftiest glue. If you want to do a glue stick, the Scotch Permanent glue stick, or Scotch Create. This is the Scotch Create glue stick, not just their regular Scotch Permanent glue stick. This is the best, like stickiest, grabbiest one out there that actually stays. If you want to make something kind of quick and just put it together, you can use any kind of permanent glue stick, but I would not recommend using like your school glue or an Elmer's glue stick or anything like that if you want it to stay together. So you can use glue stick to kind of tack things in place, but to really stick things in place, you'll want like a silicone or acetone or alcohol-based glue. And so we've got Fabri-Tac or Fabri-Fix or 3-in-1. Basically any of the Beacon glues work really great. They dry pretty quickly, and they hold really well. And unlike regular school glue, they're not water-based, so it won't warp your paper. You can for sure use regular school glue, regular craft glue, white glue. You can use glitter glue, whatever works. But if you're trying for something that you want to like stay together forever, your best bet are probably going to be something like this and something like this. If you have neither one of those, you can also use double-sided tape, which is kind of a like an in-between. Sometimes it's better than the glue stick, sometimes it's not as good as the glue stick. It works really well for a while, and then over time as you start moving things, it may start lifting. But anyway, like I said, you have everything in here that you need except your glue and your scissors, and then anything else that you want to add, but you can completely make a book with just these things. So let's go ahead and get started. At the beginning here, you'll have this tab to open up the cellophane. And you want to be careful to kind of keep everything in its pile at first, just so that things don't go flying everywhere. Here is the little closure here. You don't have to use this, but one of the things that we say in the junk journal world is everything is a craft supply until proven otherwise. Something that Pam from the Paper Outpost says all the time. So you absolutely could take this sticker off and then use this for a pocket, tag, tuck, or just a journaling spot, anything. So keep it, throw it away, whatever you want to do. But that's not actually technically part of the kit. But here you have your needle and binding thread in this little envelope, and it's just secured with some washi tape, so really easy to undo. And then, whoops, dropping stuff. So in here you will have a needle and thread. So you'll need the needle to poke your holes, and then obviously the thread on the needle to sew everything together. So you just want to make sure that those are both in there, and then put them back so you don't lose them, because you will need those shortly. And then there's stickers, washi tape, paper ribbon, things that you can use for embellishing the inside pages or even the cover of your journal. And then once you use those, you can also use these in the journal as little places to put treasures, etc. So here we have the cover. So this is the cover itself is just a piece of cardstock scrapbooking paper. And then you'll also have your book plate, which is some sort of cluster pretty here. Some of them are a photo, and if it's more square and less this style, you can do something where you just do 3 sides and you can make that front thing actually a pocket, or you can just, like we're going to do with this one, and glue this one straight down. But you have these. You have a cluster of things here to use for pocket tucks and tags inside the journal, and then you have your journal pages. And then these paper clips that are and tags that are included, all of these can absolutely be covered, repurposed, used again in your journal for whatever you want. So it's kind of little extra craft supplies as well. Also in here, like I said, there's washi tape in here. So one thing that we'll do here in a little bit is maybe cover this. Maybe you don't want it to say journal pages. You can use washi tape to cover it. You can use a piece of this and glue it on, etc. So here's another pretty paper clip. So the very first thing you're going to do after you've separated everything is take a look at your pages and decide what order you want your pages to go in. So you're probably not going to be binding this in there, so make sure that's separate. All right, so we have, these are sticking together, so this pretty double-sided page. I find it easiest to kind of try and decide what you want to be your center page. So I'm thinking out of everything that is in here, I think I want this to be the middle, the center sheet. And I really like the yellow. Trying to decide which way it goes. I think it goes this way. So this is going to be my middle. So I'm going to go ahead and with all of your papers, once you've decided which way you want them to go, you're going to fold them in half like that. And that's how they'll go into the journal. And so one sheet will actually become 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. All right. And some of them will go sideways, and that's totally okay. If you're someone that can't stand your pages being sideways, you don't have to use these. You can use something else. You could even, if you wanted to, do it this way and make a really, really tiny page. You could cut this shorter and make it like that, so it's up like that. But I personally, I like to do this, and then you can clip things to the page, and I think it makes it a little more interactive too. So you're looking at your book like this, and then all of a sudden you're looking at it like this, and it's just a little something extra. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this, my savior, first of all. I think I want this to go like this, and then I'm going to pick a more plain page. So these are kind of your plain pages. These are all tea dyed or eco dyed by us. And then I like to alternate the special pages and the plain pages, but you can do whatever you want. So as you decide the order of the pages that you're going to do, you'll just fold them in half. And then you can make this go up like this and make be a little flip up. Or if you wanted, you could even bind it in and make it a page. I'm going to do this one. And then we'll do another plain one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then Actually, I think I need to put a plain one between this one and this one because technically these are two special ones. We'll do green. And at this stage, you know, you can just play around. You can put them all, you can fold them all together all first and then put them together and switch them around however you want. And if you have other papers at home that you want to put in, you can cut them down and stick them in here as well. There are not really any rules. This is just to give you an idea, a guideline, place to start. So we're going to stick this in here. Now you do want to make sure if you have a page that is shorter than the spine of your whole book. Now what we're making here is called a signature, a group of pages that gets bound in. Most books have multiple signatures. This is going to be one signature, but if you have a page that's smaller than the spine of your signature, you want to be careful on how you arrange it when you're going to sew it. So with this one, it may even be better to put it down because there's going to be 3 holes, one here, and one here. And if we put it here, it could catch all 3 holes, but if we end up putting the hole kind of closer to the top, we could end up accidentally binding it and only being bound by one hole, and that's not good. So you want to make sure if you've got anything shorter to keep in mind where the holes are, and that'll make sense in a minute. So I'm going to put this lower, and then we'll do this guy, and then I think we'll do this one. And since there's nothing in between these two, I think that's where I'm going to put this. And then we've got all these paper clips too, so what we'll probably do once we bind it is we can use one of our pretty paper clips to hold that in place. But for now I'm going to take that off. And actually I'll probably pull this out too just to make it simpler. Alright, so once you have all of the papers you're going to do and they're put in and arranged, you want to make sure that they're all level, just like this. And then these, I believe you have 10 pages here. If you add more pages, about the max you probably want to do for a single signature is 20 pages, and that's kind of pushing it. Most people do between 10 and 15 pages. Depends on how thick your pages are and how big your spine is. Well, our spine is not very wide. So as you do more pages, it just gets fatter and fatter. So you'll just want to keep that in mind. So what we'll do is once you have everything together, you're going to set your signature into the cover, and you want to make sure it's centered between the top and the bottom and that the creases are all nestled in together. And then we're going to take the paper clips that we got, and we'll do one on this side and then one on the other side, but so we have one on the top and one on the bottom. And if you want, you can use all 4 paper clips that you get. These ones are a little extra though, so I'm going to use these. Now, if you saw when I did that, I pulled this open and put this on. You actually don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to have your book mostly closed. So you'll get everything where you want it, and then you'll kind of grip it like this. And then you're going to put your paper clip here, and you want it to be close, not all the way up here, but you want it to be pretty close to this, just so that those pages at that spine don't move when you go to punch your holes and sew your pages in. So then you flip it over and you do the same thing on the other side. So then when we open it, you'll see, you'll see it kind of like does that. Like it doesn't want to open all the way, and that's good. because we want this crease to stay as tight as possible when we're doing our punching and sewing. The reason for that is that if you don't do this and you were to just grab it and try and poke through and sew, the pages will shift and move, and if you're trying to put something through a hole, and if they're perfectly aligned, it's easy, but if they get kind of like this, then you're working with, oh, where's my thing here? Then you're working with trying to find where that is, and it's horrible. So definitely doing this will help keep all of your holes open once you punch them. You're going, wait, how am I going to punch a hole? I don't have I don't have a hole punch. You can use those things, but we did provide you with a needle, and it's not a teeny tiny needle. It's a little bit more of a heavy duty needle. And so what you're going to do is you're going to do 3 holes. The first one's going to be in the middle of the crease, so right about here. Don't hold your book open and do this. You want, like I said before, to keep your book closed. And then I'm going to place the needle in the center, kind of where I want, and then push it through. And if you need a little bit of help, you can get a thimble, or I actually might grab one of these tags here. And you just wiggle it back and forth until it goes through, like this. And then you'll just pop that through. So now you have that hole. And then a lot of people will try to do this while the needle is threaded. Poke your holes first, then thread your needle. It'll be so much easier. So then like I said, we're doing 3 holes. So then we'll do one at the bottom-ish and one at the top-ish. As long as they're equidistant and as long as they're going to catch all of your papers with at least 2 holes, then you're good. So I'm going to do mine right about here. Again, closing this as much as possible. As I wiggle that through. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Maybe use this to help get a little resistance. There we go. And then the last one. Here-ish. Get that stuck where I want it. Wiggle. There it goes. All right, so we have our 3 holes. And now once your holes are punched, like I said, you're gonna wanna keep this kind of no more open than that as much as you can. I'm going to open it a little bit more, obviously, so that you can see, but normally you want to kind of hold it like this, because the more closed it is, the more open those holes are going to be. So now we will thread the needle. And the great thing about this is you don't have to tie any fancy knots or anything like that. So you'll just give yourself a nice long tail. Well, I don't know who I'm showing over there. A nice long tail so that it doesn't pull out, and you don't need to do a knot on the end. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the needle and we're going to go through the very first hole that we did in the middle from the inside. So we're going to pop out from inside to the outside like this, and we're going to pull. And I like to leave a tail that reaches to the corner. So if you pull it diagonally to the corner, that's probably going to be enough space. Usually more than enough. So you just want to leave that there. And then we're going to go into one of the sides. It doesn't matter which one you go in at first. And we're going to go in the hole from the outside. And this is where it can get tricky. Like I said, if you moved your pages around, and I just opened that book, like I said, don't do. So there it is. Pull it through. You want to be careful when you pull this through not to pull all that extra tail in. So now that's through. Now we're going to go out through the bottom hole. So we're going to skip the middle hole and go in and out through the bottom top or whichever way it is that you're looking at it. And then now I'm going to hold on to this and I'm going to pull this a little bit tight. Now the trickiest bit is going back through the middle. Now you got to be careful that you don't split your string in half with your needle when you do this. One thing that you can do, also you don't want to stab your finger. I've done that many times, like holding it and the needle finally goes through and you stab yourself. So if you put 2 fingers to either side of that, that will help give you that resistance that you need, but hopefully you won't stab yourself. So we'll pop this through, and that worked really well. All right, and then that is that. We'll pull this through. So now, once we pull both of our tails, this is what the outside looks like. We've got 1, 2 stitches. And then the inside, we can open this up now. You want to make sure that you've got your 2 strings and one is on either side of this middle one. So this one is going out this way and this one's going out this way. If they're both on the same side of this string, when you tie your knot, it's just going to pull through and it won't work. So make sure you're definitely one on each side. Then all you do, single knot, pull nice and tight, double knot, and then you can cut it off. I usually just tie a bow and voila. And then this tail is a little long, so I'll chop that. Boom. And now we can take these off and check it out. You have a book. Now at first, because we did all of that, putting everything there, and we just put this in really tight, it's going to want to just pop open to the middle, and that's fine. The more that you use this and like an actual book and work it, it will lay. See, just that little bit helped it to lay like an actual book. Now actually I think I have this upside down from where I had it when I was building it. So that's another thing. Once you figure this out, I would recommend not doing this part on the cover until you bind your pages, because number one, most common rookie and intermediate advanced mistake is to finally get everything done. You got your cover, it's so beautiful. You got your signatures, it's so great. And you go in and you sew it and it's awesome. And then your pages are upside down. It is the worst. So if you have a directional cover, make sure that before you sew them in that your pages are right side up. If it's something like this where it's a little bit ambiguous and you're not really sure, that's fine. Just make sure before you put your front on that you decide which side you want to be the front. So now you're done with the needle, so put that in a safe place. And we're going to do our embellishing. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac here just so that it has a bit more grip, since we're using fabric. Like I said, whatever glue you have will work. The only question is for how long will it stay? All right, make sure we don't put this upside down. So I'm going to put this in the middle. Now when you're gluing something, especially with fabric, and you're not sure, you don't want glue to like seep through and get all over your hands and get all over everything. Once you go to glue something down, go ahead and take this extra sheet here and stick it over top and then press it down this way. That'll help make sure that you don't stick anything extra to it. And now you're good. Now it's on there. Okay, so now you have your base, and all that is left to do now is to add your embellishments. You can open this up. And we have A4 stickers, some washi tape, and some paper ribbon. So, and then here we have our little bits for tags and pockets. So this is all just, now you just get to decide where you want to put things and how you want it to look. So let's see, this looks like it could be a good little pocket. So when you want to do pockets, you just put glue on 3 of the sides. So I'm going to do the glue stick just to show you. And you can do this with the beacon glue as well. Or the wet glue, I should say. There we go. And now that's there, and so then we can use this. Okay, so I want this, I'll use this since it matches, I want some contrast. So now I'm gonna take this and make a little tag to put in here. So let's see, I want it to be about that tall. And then to make it a tag shape, you just snip the corners somewhat evenly. Oops. There we go. Ta-da! All right. And then if you want to give any of your things a little more pop, you can take a marker and go around the edge to give it a bit of a border. So there's that. Let's see. I want to put something on the edge of this. So we'll take some of our ribbon and measure the length of the page. We'll take our wet glue and put it on one side. Stick that to the edge of the page so it hangs off just a little bit. Like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, and then let's see, now I think I want to do a belly band, which is basically, a belly band is anything that goes vertical or horizontal across the whole thing, but is open to slide all the way through, so it's not a pocket. Mm-hmm. So, there we go. And then I want to round these corners a little. Because why not? I am not well practiced in doing this by hand because I have a corner punch. But you can absolutely do it by hand. And mine's not even, but it's okay. So I'm actually going to put it, no, I'm going to put it over here. And we'll use glue stick, because why not? Pro tip, remember to actually cap your glue between uses. It will help prevent a complete waste of an entire glue stick. All right. And that is there. And now I'm actually going to take one of the envelopes that we had. I think I want it to go there. So there's that. And then you can make something to put in here. Actually, I'm not 100% sure if I want to use this sticker yet, so I'll go ahead and put those in here. A little secret spot for next time. All right. I always like to put something in the corners of my center page. It's kind of a signature that I do. So I'm going to take this and try and get 4 corners. And you can do this so that they are matching and perfectly sized, but it does not matter. If you like them to be different, go for it. So like I said before, if we're doing a pocket, you have to leave one side open. So I just did these 2 sides. I'm gonna put this here and do that for all of the other ones. They're so little. Ugh, too much glue. All right, so there is that. And then I think I'm gonna do like a round top for this tag, maybe. Of course, keeping the corner would make it fit in there better, but I'm trying to just like figure out. Oh, that's kind of cool. So now you can tuck little things, or even like one of the tiny tags right there, like that. Let's do belly band again. Only this time I'm going to do it sideways. And yeah, I still want the corners to be round. Use this just on the sides. And then we will put our little baby paper clip envelope, that's what it is, in there. Oops. Oh, I forgot. We need to put this in. And I wanted it to be the frontish. Yeah, here. And then we'll use this pretty one. Now we need something here. Now we're gonna go ahead and, oops, take the tape off of that. Actually, no, you can see through that tape. Okay, so let's try this. All right, so now I'm going to cover that writing with, whoops,
just like that. And it doesn't have to be, I mean, I could make that perfectly square if I wanted, but I kind of like that slant look, so I'm gonna keep it simple. And then some of the best thing for paper to paper is just where you're not doing a pocket or anything super interactive, where you just literally just sticking it on to stay. Glue stick can really do wonders for that. All right, boom, that is on there. Now we have a pretty tag. Let's do 2 cutesy little tags, and I think I'm gonna do the same to the tag that I put in here, because this also has writing on it. Let's see. And as you can see, these scraps that were in here, the washi tape is just a very long way wrapped around here. Yeah, looks like that will cover it. So we're gonna cut the end to make it straight. Lay it where I want it, or try to. Nice and straight. And then trim. And we'll do one more. And trim. Boom. Isn't that cute? So now we've got 3 cute little tags. All right, it's a little bit big to use as a closure, the slide on and off closure, but actually, all right, we might be able to modify it for that. We're gonna keep it simple, or just, you could slide it over the page, pretty one like that, and then if you wanted, you could color this in, or you could take the sticker part off. If you take the sticker, or you can try to take the sticker off. The sticker won't come off of the paper part. We did have a sticker in this. So maybe we'll cover it with that. Maybe. Come on. Boom. We've got a little bit of sticky residue, so we take this and put it on the back. And now you're good. There, I think. Oops. Actually, I'm going to glue it to the we will just do this for now. And I think I want to secure this in place with, we haven't used this washi yet, so we'll use this. So you still got room to put a little something in here, but this is more going to be decoration, and then in here you got a whole place to stick something. So where'd it go? Here we are. All right, and then it's pretty. Actually, that would look really pretty right there. Kind of just jumped out and said, "Put me here." Ta-da! Boom. All right, I have one more tag and a couple more. Let's see. We'll put this. Oh, it might be cool to actually put a little pocket on that. Just a small one to hold our tag. And we do 1, 2, 3 sides. Boom. And then the tag. We've still got some of this.
Ideally,
So
you would wait
let's
for this to dry before putting
put
your
some
tag
on
in,
this little.
so you don't glue your
doodad.
tag to whatever you're doing.
And then, there you go. Let's see. It's just sticking to me. Okay. And then this would be cute. Maybe here. Actually, that could be a nice little. I was gonna paper clip it in, but that looks really good. So I'm gonna make that a tuck. And to do a tuck, rather than a pocket, you just do 2 sides. 1, 2. Boom. Got glue on it. All right. And then maybe I'll put some washi on this. This was just the back of one of the stickers, but maybe we can make it look cool. And then if you have lined paper, you can use that. Actually, yeah. Nope, it's not gonna stick. I want to stick to it, so it's all right. Cool. And then that would be pretty on this, but maybe I want to do that later when I've written something first. And then you've got a paper clip and we've got this. So maybe we pull this out just a little bit like that. And then I'll put a little bit of glue we have another pretty fancy paper clip. I can stick out somewhere. We don't have, well, we have the one up there, but maybe it will help us hold this guy in. And then this, actually, we still have our leftover washi, so we'll put it back in here. I'll take this out, put this here. And you definitely don't have to use it all at once. You can do these things page by page as you journal, or whatever you want, and then use the envelopes to keep your extra pieces. Where's that lonely little paper clip? I think I like it over here. We'll just paper clip this sticker. And there we go. So all we have left now is just some little tiny scraps. Which, if you wanted, you can take some glue stick to a scrap paper that you have and make it itty bitty little challenge. All right, and then I think I have on the wrapping here, I've got another 2 pieces of washi. So here's a big one. And then here's a little one. Can even use those. That's the great thing about washi tape is you can move it all different places. Oops. And then maybe we do a piece here, piece here. Okay, had a little snafu there with the recording, but so I just finished. I went ahead and cut off the edges of this, and now we have this cute little tuck. You can also make this a writing spot. You can put some, you could even take this, glue that down and cut around it, and you have a writing spot. I'm just gonna go ahead and tuck this in here. Let's see. Where do you want to put it? Hello. This is a washi to fill in. And that's another thing too. If you really want to use your washi for something and it just won't stick, you can use glue stick on it. Will help it stay. Use these tiny ones. You can put this here now, and we can use this pretty sticker. And you do not have to do this, but if you like the idea of using everything you have, it can be a fun little Anyway, so we'll do a quick flip through. We have our front, our back, and now it's nice and chunky. Got our card. This is pinned. You can easily take that off and color it. Here's this. It's here. Just tuck that in there. Some more here. So many cute little things. Just cover most
In
of the
under an
circle
hour.
up. All set and ready to go. Oops. In the comments, I will have the link to this